baby, listen to me speak it. No matter who, just say it hard. It wasn't all that I see.
Pop up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up, pop, 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 persuadable. What's going on, boo boos? We're gonna talk about Priestess, this fucking survivor. Oh my god, the bane of my existence. So, a long time ago, Priestess got nerfed. I told the community, nerf isn't that big of a deal. If you go back on my YouTube community tab, I mean, so many people yelled at me. And then what happened? We saw her only get increased in usage after her adjustment for Koa 2, I believe, for the finals. So from the regionals to the finals, she was used exponentially more, and that was after her adjustment that everybody said that would kill her. Ridiculous. But that was a ridiculous thing, and Priestess has been so unbelievably annoying to deal with since pretty much her first day of joining the Identity V character list. Okay, so if you're looking for a video that's, you know, trying to be objective, I'm not even sure if I can be objective unless it's objectively true that this character has been a pain in the ass. It takes such little skill to use her. But that's a different video. I know that's going to piss people off. Remember, my YouTube got started based on me pissing people off by giving my opinions. Alright? Season 1, when people were trying to tell you that Gardener was S tier when she wasn't, I pissed off the whole community telling you that she was a garbage player and that you shouldn't be taking down rocket chairs. And my beautiful YouTube career started based on that. Alright? When Thief and Magician were S tier, and everyone else also said Magician was garbage when in fact he wasn't. He was one of the best kiters at the time. Okay, although I admit that I got forward wrong. So let's get back on subject here with Priestess. All right, so Priestess is being nerfed. This isn't an adjustment. This is a nerf. She is gaining nothing, and she's getting shit removed from her, and that makes me happy. If you want objective, you're not getting it, boo boos. Fucking. Every time I play with a Priestess person or I go against I just assume that when they're playing the match, you're just like, Polo! Oh, don't need a tight kite. Just go, Polo! Oh, I don't know how to use the environment around me. Polo! Oh, God, that's going to get Priestess mains pissed. In all fairness, if I get you mad, I deserve it, okay? Because I'm being a dick, and I rightfully admit that, okay? Polo! So, here's the thing with Priestess. She's getting nerfed. Her long portal can no longer be used on the slide on Moonlit River, which is a good thing because people could block the hunter from going up there, which always allowed the survivor to get away. So that was a garbage thing. All right. Priestess, she cannot open a portal that goes from the second level to the basement. So she can't go, like, think of Moonlit River. Think of like a second story. She can't go all the way down from there to the basement. Okay, that's a good thing. Now this is my favorite nerf right here. The Priestess normal portal will now have a time limit of 70 seconds. Oh my god! Oh my god! My name's Boston Jim. I eat clam cakes and chowder, and I park my car in the parking lot. And I'm gonna need to drink a whole bunch of water because I can't really digest what's going on here. Thank fucking God that her portal is going to have a time limit of 70 seconds. They should add to her debuff of decode. And you use her, should have a decode debuff of like 20 or 30%. Can you tell that I can't be objective? I welcome this buff. I mean nerf. I welcome many more nerfs on top of this. I am so glad that it's a 70-second time limit. That makes me very excited. That makes me very excited because you actually have to have a little bit more skill utilizing your portals correctly. The question is this enough? How about we read the dev's explanation instead of raging persuadable? Provided by my wonderful translator who's amazing. In this update, we limited the portals that are opened in a place where hunters are restricted or have no countermeasures In addition, if the hunter does not chase the priestess at the start of the match, she might go through placing portals everywhere on the map, which disrupts the chasing process and makes it harder for hunters. Therefore, a time limit was given to a normal straight portals. Honestly, I think the best nerf to her is just deleting her from the game. I mean, in my mind, right, I joined Identity V, just like the Dead by Daylight stuff, because I'm like, oh, I'm a survivor. I gotta use my environment. I gotta be tricky. I gotta like manipulate the hunter. I gotta play mind games. Nope. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna portal at the edge that goes into a fucking pallet, and it's gonna force you to eventually go in there or hit it. And if you hit it, it just buys me more kiting time. And if you go through it, I can get a nice easy pallet stun. As you guys can tell, I am not the biggest Priestess fan, and this is why she is utilized on every single match in high tiers. Almost, not every single, I'm being hyperbolic, right? And then of course I'm being contradictory because, you know, the stats do show that hunters are winning more, okay? That doesn't mean that hunters are better than survivors in the sense that there's only like 4 or 5 hunters that really do a good job in the higher tiers. But that's not always true either. So it goes back and forth. You may be saying, why do I not like Priestess as much, given the fact that my stance is that hunters' win rates are significantly larger than what survivors are. And the argument to that is that not all hunters are equal. Some hunters do very well, such as Dream Witch and Bloody Queen, but other hunters such as Lizard Man do not. Okay? So the problem is that you have a character like Priestess that's utilized, and she just puts portals down in the entire match, and they're always there. That's such a huge problem. That is such a huge problem. I'm not trying to be objective with this video. Okay, I'm letting you guys know, excuse me, how I feel, and I welcome this. In fact, I think her portals should only be around for 60 seconds, 50 seconds. How about that? I think she deserves a higher decode and debuff than what she already has. I think that should be returned. It used to be a lot higher, but it's not there anymore, and granted, I understand why. So instead of messing around with her decode in time, they're going to limit the portals. The 70 seconds is quite substantial, especially when you're going against characters like Wu Chang, because a popular strategy is that if you go against Wu Chang as a priestess, you usually want your portal down right away. A good Wu Chang that literally umbrellas right on top of you, you're not going to have enough time to put the portal down. So now there's a consequence to putting portals down too early. Now, I think that this just requires priestesses to adapt. I really do. I think that's really what this does. And I think that there's going to be a consequence now for priestess users who are putting their portals down a little bit too early. And again, putting portals down early has always been a strategy as long as you're in a good spot. It's not always been a bona fide one, but it's always been a pretty substantial one on Sacred Heart and Lakeside. And with all of these characters, there should always be a consequence to the choice that you're making, right? And when you just put portals down and you just spam them, it's absolutely ridiculous, especially in 2 versus 8. It's ridiculous. You have portals that go everywhere. So I welcome this. I'm glad that the development team has decided to do this. The question is it enough? Will this be enough? Will this be enough to combat the priestess users? And again, everyone wants to bitch about balance, right? I'm one of them. Guys, me and you, we're the same. I am not pretending I am better than any of you, right? That is a YouTube thing to do. Me and you on the same level. We all bitch, right? We bitch about balance. We have different ideas and thoughts about how balance can go. And that's one of the beautiful things about these videos, is that it encourages discussion and dialogue among us. Of course, you know, I may have a little bit of a distaste towards, but other than that, okay, I actually, all jokes aside, I appreciate your comments and your content your comments and your feedback to my opinions. But the thing is that if you want balance, and when you're looking at high tiers and you're seeing that priestess is pretty much being utilized in every single map at all times against all hunters, you have to change it. That is how you provide balance, because then you need to give consequence to these survivors who are being utilized too much, so we can provide a channel for some of the other survivors to come in and be utilized a little bit more. So I actually know more Priestess mains who welcome this change, who understand it, than the ones who are complaining. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for anyone that bitches about this, because it is much needed. Her selection rate is through the roof. She's been nerfed plenty of times and she's still broken. And that's acknowledged by many hunters and many devs. And so that's why the devs are going to change this. This is why hunters are going to welcome it. And I think that Priestess users, I think the majority are actually going to understand this. There's a reason for this happening. And I welcome that. And I also acknowledge that this video is very aggressive. I admit that this video is aggressive, all right? But hey, at least I keep it real with you all. And I don't hide behind bullshit opinions where I try to be all nicey nice with every little tiny thing that I do. I do have opinions in this game, and I think that this nerf is welcomed. And the question is it enough? Perhaps it's going to be. And that's just my opinion. I would like to hear yours, and I will read it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for dealing with my aggressive ass with this opinion of Priestess, and I'm very happy right now. Some of you may not be, but just know at the end of the day, I still love you. Give me your opinions. Bye, guys.